We will be taking a look at a guy trying to claim how Doom 2016 is completely overrated. That's right, the game which brought Doom back into the spotlight is apparently bad according to this guy. Now, there is a fair share of genuine criticism you can throw at Doom 2016, yet despite that, this guy who we'll be taking a look at today managed to miss the mark completely. The title of this video is
Doom 2016 is overrated
and comes from Terragon, and funnily enough, this guy actually showed up in my recommended a few weeks ago with his video responding to Under the Mayo's Ultra Kill Act 2 review. So on top of the video being on a drama that ended over a year ago,
it was also the single worst video responding to Mayo that I've ever seen.
Mainly due to the fact that the guy didn't know what in the actual fuck he was even talking about.
Can I help you?
Liar!
She's not lying. She speaks the truth. Someone wicked has disturbed our peaceful city, Frank.
But who would do such a thing?
Batakanta.
What?
Yes, we must capture him. He must pay for his wrongdoings. Oh, he's gonna pay. He's gonna pay with interest. He's going down. Come on!
As well as talking in circles. Seriously. Talk about beating a dead fucking horse. After that, someone in my Discord server actually recommended me to make a video on his Elden Ring rant, which I thought was a troll at first simply due to the fact that he was screaming his lungs out, but come to find out, he made 2 more videos on Elden Ring, while being actually collected this time, but the shitty fucking takes remain consistent between all his videos.
First, let me start this by saying I have a right to feel this way. The fact that people are trying to make it like it's wrong for me to feel like this is bull, alright? So, Batakanta, right here, is making it like it's wrong for me to feel this way about the new Doom. I have a right to feel this way. I'm not a fan of it. I don't like it. Also, I made that video before I ever even touched Ultra Kill, so you have to understand that context when watching the video. That's something a lot of people don't realize. Dude, I never even touched Ultra Kill. I just didn't like the new Doom 2016 ever since it first came out. I love the original Doom, but to get the exact same game again, with the exact same layout and level design as the original Doom. You know it's a recreation of the original Doom, right? It even has the same level design. So I've already experienced how groundbreaking this level design was for its time, but for you to redo the exact same thing, well, it's just the same level design. It's the same game. Doom is the same game it was in years ago. There's no difference except now it's got better graphics, it's got a glory system and stuff like that, but it's still overall the same game. So that's part of why I didn't like it. Also, I just didn't like the game in general because, you know, I played other shooters that were more innovative. They had stealth, demolition, it had different ways of killing people, and you could take down missions and objectives in different ways. Doom is not that kind of game. Krellix made this apparent. He was like, look, Doom is not like that kind of game. You're not a real human. Or it's just like, oh my god, you're so dramatic. I mean, it is not that deep. I just didn't like the game, man, and I'm not a fan of it. And when I played Ultra Kill for the first time, I love that shit. I eat that shit for breakfast, lunch, and fucking dinner. I am addicted to that shit, but there's a difference, though. That just happens to be a game I like. Doom happens to be a game I did not. And of course, Batakanta decides to insult me. And so we're just gonna, you know, get right into it. A guy claiming it's overrated? It is overrated. People put it up like it's the coming of Jesus, like it changed everything, when it did not change a damn thing. It just repeated the exact same level design and gameplay of the original Doom with a new coat of paint. That's overrated. Well, it is overrated. What's wrong with me saying that? Why is that such a big deal? So what? It's overrated. People put this game up like it's the coming of Jesus, but all it did was repeat the same level design. It's Doom again. It's the exact same game as the very first Doom. The first Doom was groundbreaking for its time, but to just duplicate that exact same thing again? That's not groundbreaking. That's not even a big deal. And there's a lot of things. Like when you play other shooters, they're way more innovative than something like Doom 2016, where all you do is just have a shooting gallery. It's just a big shooting gallery. Destiny was like that, where it was just a big shooting gallery with overly linear level design. Here, the level design is just Doom's level design again. It's the exact same thing. And it's kind of limited in comparison to other shooters because other shooters have open-ended, sandboxy-like level design with freedom of how you tackle certain objectives and people, such as Halo. Halo is way more innovative than something like Doom 2016. Or, yeah, I'm just going to say it, even Ultra Kill. Ultra Kill is way more innovative than Doom. And I played Ultra Kill after playing Doom 2016. And I do think Ultra Kill is much more innovative. Yes. You utilize multiple different mechanics. It has complex mechanics. And basically, even though it's a shooter, the overall gameplay loop works like a combat system. So if you think of it as a combat system, you might click more with the game. The game is really innovative, especially for its time. And it's an arena shooter, but it's so unique with how it does its level design and its gameplay loop and its complex mechanics that it really stands out from every game, not just shooters, but like every game in general. Ultra Kill is a special kind of game you get once every 20 years. Doom was revolutionary for its time. When the original Doom came out, it was groundbreaking as hell, and it was really something. But again, this new Doom just duplicated that. So that's not really anything to write home about. So I think the fact that people are writing home about it and going on and on about how, ooh, this is so innovative, this is mind-blowing, I think it's overrated. I'm going to say the same thing everybody already said. Oh, the drama, that was from this time ago and that. Who cares? What matters is what input you decided to add to it. And I've been doing that for quite some time, and a lot of other people also add their input when they learn about it. I just learned about Ultra Kill like a few months ago. I just touched Ultra Kill for the first time just a few months ago. I just learned about all this stuff. All right, so what am I going to do? I got to say something about it. The fact that you had the audacity to say, oh, it's the worst. Oh, please. There's so much stuff out there. There's so many different people out there. I can't possibly be on that level. The fact that you insult me on that level after all the effort and work that I put into a lot of my shit is fucking annoying. You saying the same dumbass shit that tons of haters say. You think I give a first flank fuck about your little opinion about my work? Yeah, whatever, dude. Like, I'm really gonna take your word for it. I worked hard at what I fucking did, and I work hard at what I achieve. You have no fucking idea what the fuck you're talking about. You're just talking out of your ass just like tons of all those other people tried to do, and I still debated and responded to them, and they couldn't even refute my points.
Things remain consistent between all his videos, so that theory completely goes out of the window right then and there. On top of also making 2 more videos coping about Elden Ring when people made video responses to him. So you already know we're not dealing with a very mentally stable individual here, though you gotta love the irony. A man with a channel dedicated to handing out criticism cannot take criticism himself. But yeah, if he's not a troll, then he's probably just looking for any sort of attention he can get, and well, I'm happy to provide. So let's take a look at why Doom 2016 is overrated. Oh, and quick headphone warning.
Here's the problem with this game. First off, you see the level design, it's so limited, and there's a reason for that.
Okay, Banshee screaming aside, if by limited you mean linear, then yeah, no shit, Sherlock. Because it's a fast-paced action FPS game, same as literally any boomer shooter in existence, Ultra Kill included, which you praised on numerous occasions in numerous videos. So where is the difference?
It's because they duplicated, shot for shot, the exact same level design from the original Doom. Didn't do anything new or original with it.
My brother in Christ, find me a level in classic Doom that has even the same layout as these levels, let alone the same aesthetics and encounters. Because I guarantee you it does not exist.
So that's already bad because the levels are outdated by over a decade. But when it has new graphics and special effects, so I think this distracts people from that. Then the shooting. In comparison to many modern day shooters, this is so boring and repetitive. All you do is go into these outdated arenas that are cool in the original, but years later, we've evolved since then.
So now it's bad that you shoot enemies in an arena. But wait, if that is the case, where's that same energy for Ultra Kill in both your review of the game
and multiple attempts to beat a dead horse with both under the mayo and bean sprout?
So basically, this comes down to yet another double standard.
Now it's like a repetitive arena shooter where you just shoot all in melee all day, every day.
You can literally apply the same retarded oversimplification to every video game in existence. Oh,
Call of Duty, you just shoot and knife people all day. Hollow Knight, you just move and hit stuff. Ultra Kill, you just shoot and punch. Like seriously.
Do I even have to explain why this is so fucking stupid?
and it's so repetitive and boring. Please get me out of this bullshit and let me play a more modern and up-to-date shooter.
Then play a quote more modern and up-to-date shooter.
You did not have to play this game if you knew from the get-go you wouldn't like it. Unless, of course, you're just bitching for the sake of bitching, and as evident from your other videos, that seems to absolutely be the case.
And it's completely fucking pathetic.
If I wanted to play Doom, I just play Doom 1 and 2. The whole point in making a new Doom game is to make a sequel, something separate from the originals.
Oh, you mean like Doom 2016 already is, with heaps of new mechanics like jumping, grenades, new weapons, weapon mods, enemies, runes, and levels? I swear, you cannot be this fucking stupid.
That's what Doom 4 was gonna be, but they scrapped that because apparently it was like Call of Duty or something. This makes Doom 3 underrated because at least it tried to do something different.
Yeah, and it fucking sucked ass. What's your point?
To be more atmospheric and horrific. This is boring! This is just taking the original game and its level design, painting it with new graphics, and adding the slow-mo wheel from the Doom 2 mod that added guts and gore and stuff, and bam, you have the new Doom. And that's why it's so boring. It should be a brand new game or a sequel, not the same game from like over a decade ago. It gets crazier. Then it's one of the worst leveling systems that gives you no real incentive on leveling up. What?
So
Permanent upgrades like perks, HP, armor, and ammo increases are not enough of an incentive to level up.
Do you have to insult people just to get your point across? No. You're just choosing to insult me, and this is why I'm responding about it. Just because you rant doesn't have anything to do with your mental stability or mental efficiency. This is ridiculous. Okay, I ranted in the video, so what? People have a right to do that, and I'm gonna do it again. This is something that I do. I have different components to my channel. I have different flows, so what? Okay, there are times where I rant. Who cares? Why are you making such a big deal out of me ranting? You are once again another person who makes such a big deal out of it. So what? This is something that I do. It's called freedom of creative expression. A man with a channel dedicated to handing out criticism can't take it. Go ahead, criticize me, but I'm gonna refute your points like I'm doing now. What are you talking about? What part of anything that I said had signified that I actually had a problem with people critiquing me? You can critique me all you want. Come on, let's debate. The last time someone critiqued me when it was Thunderstruck, I told him to bring it on. And with Moment of Sanity, I decided to meme him because he tried to insult me, and then he decided to gang up on British Potato, another YouTuber, with like 3 other people, which is ridiculous. I have friends too, Moment of Sanity. However, unlike you, I don't need to use them to gang up on other people and talk about them. When I talk, I do that on my own. When I'm responding to somebody, I do that on my own. If I got something to say, guess what? I do that shit on my own. I don't need a whole posse just to do that. However, with Batakanta, again, he's insulting me, insulting my work. It's freaking annoying. Then he's saying there's something wrong with ranting when that is something that happens on the internet. Who cares? Why are you sitting there making it like it's wrong for me to do that? I have every right to do that. And who cares? You're making it like, okay, I still made points. And can you refute those points? And that's all that matters. And I can take criticism. I just respond to criticism. There's a difference. He's looking for any sort of attention he can get. Why are you assuming shit? I do this out of passion. Dude, it's not about just, attention and da-da-da-da-da. Ranting, intellectualizing, doing this, dude, it's passion. It's that simple. The fact that you just assume shit about me and you don't even know me like that is really annoying. It's not just limited in linear. It's just a duplication of the level design of the original Doom. Again. No, don't give me that no shit Sherlock shit. It is. It's a duplication of the original Doom level design. That's what makes it limited in the first place. That's why you should have let me finish when I said there's a reason for that. Yeah, that's the reason, dude, and that's what sucks. You say that's the same. Oh, it's a space arena shooter type game. Listen, first off, they changed the artistic direction in comparison to the original Doom. So it's not the exact same. It's much more sci-fi than it's ever been. But that's not a problem. I don't care about that. What I care about is that the gameplay loop is limited because you're stuck with the same level design as the original Doom. That is the fucking same, and they did not change it or evolve it or do anything with it. They just duplicated Doom again, which makes this just a shooting gallery. I played Doom already. The level design should be more fleshed out. It should be different. When I play games like Halo, the level design is fleshed out. When I play games like Bioshock, the level design is fleshed out. When I play games like Dishonored, the level design is fleshed out. When you play a game like Doom, the level design is limited because it's a remake of an old game from years ago. Now, I love the old Doom, but this is just a remake of the old Doom, and I don't want to play that again. Let's say you want to say that this was a recreation of Doom, but it used the same style of the level design from back then. Well, I still don't like it because guess what? Okay, at least used, at least some of the levels might be different. Okay, that's not bad. But if you use the same style, then that's the style from years ago, which means the levels are not going to be as fleshed out as modern day shooters, which means it'll be limited, which means I'm not going to like it, which means, damn, I still don't like it. I don't like the fact that, oh, well, this is a limited level and it's super duper linear. Yeah, that's super duper boring. Destiny was really linear. I didn't like that. I don't like overly linear shooters. I like open-ended shooters because a lot of the games I play, like such as action games, RPGs, are already linear. I love linear action games. Yes, when an action game is linear, it works better. But when it's a shooter, it works a lot better when it's open. And Doom just wasn't all that open, and I just wasn't all that into it. No, he says, now it's bad that you shoot enemies in an arena. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it sucks that this is just the same level design style of the original games. This is the same level design. That's the same thing as the original Dooms. That's boring because you didn't do anything different or new with the level design. All you did was take the same style and feel of the exact same level design of the original Dooms and you just duplicated it. Yeah, I mean, come on. I just want something a little bit more fleshed out and a little bit more open. Doom does not provide this. That is a huge factor in why I don't like it. And then you're going to bring up Ultra Kill. So you already misinterpreted what I said, but then you bring Ultra Kill into it. Ultra Kill has complex mechanics, and it has some really good level design. And guess what? When you get to Act 3, it has a sandbox-like level design. So it fleshes out its level design throughout each act. That's what makes it so amazing. Plus, it's not a recreation of any game. It's a unique, original game. Just like Dusk. I love Dusk. I love Dusk. The original Doom. I love Doom. I love Doom. Doom 2016. I don't like it. I don't like it. It's that simple. And just because I decided to rant about that with some passion or anger, so what? You can't sit there and get on me for that, because that's passion and emotion on the internet. Who gives a fuck? How are you gonna sit there and tell me this bullshit, man? So what? I had a problem with the new Doom. Just like how I had a problem with tons of different new games. There's a lot of times where I have problems with the game. So what if I decide to voice that? So what? The fact that you're making it like it's wrong for me to do that is fucking stupid and baffling. Alright? I have a right to do that. Okay. You're sitting there getting on me about the fact that I'm saying this when really you're just mad that I don't like Doom 2016. But I love Dishonored. I don't like Doom 2016. I don't like Bioshock Infinite. I was disappointed by that. I was disappointed by the gameplay, the level design. I thought it was overly linear and overrated as hell. People praised it up, said, oh, Bioshock Infinite's a masterpiece. I played that game. It's a super linear shooter. I mean, it's just super linear. It's like every shooter I've ever played, and the abilities are not that impactful to the overall gameplay the same way Bioshock 1 was. It was limited. It was not the same experience as the first Bioshock. And Bioshock 1 is open-ended. So you can travel the entire level, and you can play in multiple different ways. You don't play Doom 2016 like this. That's boring. I'm used to shooters that let you do cool shit like that. So when I play Doom, it's like, Ultra Kill has complex mechanics and works like a combat system and has a style meter. It's amazing. Totally different experience, unique video game mechanics. Hakita really knew what the fuck he was doing because he has a lot of talent. It's just a very different experience. Plus, you got to understand that Doom, the old Doom, is a different game from Ultra Kill. The original Doom is not the same game as Ultra Kill. So it kind of makes sense that if I love stuff like Devil May Cry, and I love open-ended shooters, and I even love old school arena shooters like Turok or Doom, then or especially Quake. I love Quake. I eat that shit for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I love that shit. However, if you put the two together, Devil May Cry plus, arena shooters, it's like, whoa. That's a recipe for something very unique, and that's what Ultra Kill kind of does. So you're comparing totally different games that have totally different video game design and gameplay.
Are you dumb?
This guy might be genuinely fucking retarded. Like, dude, if that shit isn't enough of an incentive for you to level up, then I don't know what is.
These shitty stat upgrades that barely give you anything impactful and I mean, what the fuck is it supposed to do? A slight increase in a single small stat? Get the fuck out of here! It was awful and barely added anything to the player's arsenal!
Tell me you're lying without telling me you're lying. I mean, shit. Almost all, if not all, weapon mod masteries are going to make a significant difference in how you use those mods. And to make it even better, perks such as the one that negates barrel explosions completely change how you approach rooms with barrels in that instance. Or, let's not neglect to mention the ammo rune giving you BFG ammo, or the infamous rich get richer. Mind explaining to me how that's not going to change how you play? You seriously cannot make this shit up.
It's frustrating playing a game you hate. And what's with this pistols? And what's with the pistol? What the fuck is this? How in the hell are you supposed to expect me to kill anything with this pea shooter?
That's the point.
You're not.
You can use it to save ammo, but because it's so weak,
You'll put yourself in more danger by trying that.
it's only there for you to have something in the worst case scenario where you're completely out of ammo. Like, I thought this was pretty fucking obvious, but apparently not.
You call a pistol. In the original Doom, the pistol did at least a decent amount of damage.
Yeah, that is a fucking lie. A fucking lie.
Fucking lie.
Not to mention, in the original you had the chain gun which the pistol shared ammo with, so the chain gun literally made the pistol obsolete in every way.
This is awful. However, this is besides the game's issues as I mentioned before. It just copied the same level design. Didn't create anything unique or new with Doom's gameplay or level design.
And here he goes talking straight out of his ass again. I responded to all of this horseshit already, so I won't bother repeating myself.
Fucking stale quickly. Worthaby said it quite well when he said this is like a rail shooter. Yes, it truly is. And it's boring!
Number 1, boring is subjective, and number 2, if you genuinely think this game is like a rail shooter, then you've lost sight in both eyes because you have to be either blind or genuinely retarded to make that comparison.
Shooters have evolved more since then. If you don't keep your games up to date, it'll just be a repeat of the game it's copying, and that's not interesting.
Well man, you'll be glad to know that Doom 2016 wasn't just a copy of an existing game, and that it was incredibly interesting to the point of pushing Doom back into the mainstream. But hey man, if you have to cope with that fact, who am I to stop you?
See this? You come to an area, it's a big arena, it's all linear. It makes me crave open-ended level design, or at least more fleshed out level design.
That's literally why secrets exist, so where is the problem?
What is the problem?
Than that of the original. See this? This is just the original level design with new graphics. This is limited and linear. It's not fleshed out because it's from 20 years ago.
Once again, please find me a single level from the classic Doom games that has levels built with jumping in mind. Because I'll give you a little tip. A level like that doesn't fucking exist because classic Doom didn't have jumping. But if linear levels are the problem, then, once again,
Where was that same energy for Ultra Kill?
once again, a perfect example of just looking for a reason to bitch.
It makes me crave open-ended level design. These levels are so limited! In that sense, you'll be doing the same thing in each. When you play other shooters, you'll be doing stealth of repetitive AI and meleeing all day.
Once again, you can apply this exact same stupid point to Ultra Kill, but you didn't, so where's the problem?
What is the problem?
Yawn! Other shooters have innovated beyond this point, and this is what garnered critical acclaim? Overrated. And I love the original Dooms 1 and 2, but I hate this game. What the fuck is wrong with you? If you like the old ones, what the fuck is your problem, dickface? My problem is that I don't want the same shit. Don't copy Doom's levels, its level design, its entire layout, then sell it for $60 when it's the exact same game.
20. This game is $20 on Steam. But he can't even do basic fucking research such as this. It really makes him look like a fucking clown, and as such, there's no point in listening to a single word that comes out of his mouth, or in this case, ass.
But come to find out, he can do research, as shown in his Ultra Kill review, so this once again comes down to him being a complete hypocrite.
I say is a double standard. That's not a double standard. Again, this is just two different philosophies of game design. Ultra Kill's game design is not the same as the original Doom, so why would the two even be compared? No, because Ultra Kill have to use different strategies, tactics, skills, and thought in order to beat every single opponent, especially the secret encounters and bosses like Minos Prime. I have to use my brain and think carefully about each and every individual encounter and actually think carefully and use strategy and skill and thought. It's just a lot of different elements that I have to use in order to actually complete and fight and face enemies.
Love to fucking see it.
You didn't make a sequel. You made a reboot that copied the original. God, I hate this game with a burning passion. You guys have no idea.
But this is Doom. It's the most amazing shooter like ever.
Kiss my ass, it's a duplication.
But it's so innovative. It has all these graphics.
Graphics my ass. I got your graphical effects right here. See, people, what we have here is a game that copied the original and is getting praise from fanboys who just want to put up the new one by sucking on the dick of the new Doom over some graphics. Get the fuck out of here!
Well, you know what they say, if everyone else is the problem, then the problem is likely in you. And considering every one of your points against this game was either entirely false or a blatant double standard, it's abundantly clear to everyone that you yourself are indeed the problem.
The originals were original! It didn't need to copy to do something with its gameplay.
Oh, but the graphics are so phenomenal. When they shoot in melee, it changes lives.
Change this. The damn game copied. That's not original. I'm so tired of people hopping on this game's dick. Get off this game's nutsack for 1 second. So what? Yeah, I said it. Come on!
You really gotta love this shit. Motherfucker is legitimately making strawman arguments and then trying to refute them with his own strawman arguments. You literally cannot make this shit up. Bruh. This guy is actually fucking retarded. There's no getting around it.
We get shooters with way more innovation than this kind of shit. This is just the same repetitive hallway rail shooter we used to get years ago. We get shooters with way more innovation than this. This kind of shit, this is just the same repetitive hallway rail shooter we used to get years ago. Now it's updated with better graphics, and suddenly it's the coming of Jesus? If id Software told you to jump off a cliff, you'd probably be the first in line.
Hey man, projecting your own mental capacity onto others is not nice.
Don't give me that ooh, it's revolutionary bullshit. Yeah, the original was. But if you just copy, how revolutionary? How the fuck is that groundbreaking? There ain't a goddamn thing revolutionary about duplicating shit. Just ask Disney. Get the fuck out of here! This game is overrated, hands down.
And with that abrupt ending, we're finally done with this horseshit video. So I guess the moral of the story here is, Doom 2016 bad because I said so. Yeah, never in my life did I think I would encounter a video on Doom this fucking stupid, but this guy somehow managed to beat both Z-Doom fanboys and the Doom isn't 3D motherfuckers with his negative IQ, and that's a fucking accomplishment. So yeah, on that note, that's gonna do it for this one. Thank you to this channel member who embraced the chat Doom guy and earned a shoutout. Be sure to like and subscribe to boost me in the algorithm. Thank you for watching and I'll see you next time.
The game. No, in Call of Duty, you have to consider your attachment, lining up your shots. You have to think about the map design. Remember, there's different lane structures. There's something called the 3-lane structure and the 2-lane structure. The 3-lane structure is when a map is fleshed out in a different sense from the 2-lane structure. When you have maps that are like a 2-lane structure, a lot of times you might have a lot of campers. When you have maps with a 3-lane structure, it's a little bit more fleshed out, so there's not as much camping. And when you have maps with close quarters combat, this keeps camping at a minimum. But when you have maps that have long map design or big-ended map design, this can cause for more campers. You have to think about these different things when designing maps. You have to think about these different things when designing the classes. You have to think about these different things when designing the weapons. There is a complete difference between something like Call of Duty, something like Ultra Kill, and something like Doom. You have to separate them. Your oversimplified just principle of design is just ridiculous. Are you kidding me? Oh, you just run and shoot stuff and oh, no, genius. There is a difference and you need to separate these genres because they're not the same. An arcade shooter like Call of Duty is not the same as something like Ultra Kill, which is an arena shooter. And an arena shooter with unique, complex video game mechanics designed by Hakita is not the same as something like Doom, which does not have those same kind of complex mechanics. At least not Doom 2016. then play a more modern and up-to-date shooter, as he says. That's what I do, genius. That's why I said something about that game, because I wanted to see if other people felt that way too, and I felt like that. And there were other people who actually felt like that, believe it or not, like Worthaby. He didn't like it either, and he loves the original. I don't like it, and I love the original. This is why I play other, more modern, up-to-date shooters like Dishonored 2. That's right, or Prey. Prey is excellent so far. I've just tried it for the first time a few months back. Excellent. I was oh my god, it's so unique. It's so brilliant. You know, and then you have games like Dishonored 2. Wow. But Dishonored 1, holy shit. And then you have Doom 2016, where you can't do any of those things. So many different creative ways to strategize and beat people and kill them in multiple different ways. It's not just an ordinary shooter. It is something far beyond that. And when you play something like Doom 2016, it's like it's going back in time. It's like it's regressing towards where it's a gallery, a shooting gallery. This was cool 20 years ago, when that was the first time shooters had ever done it. But when you do it again 20 years later, it's like, And this is how I feel towards Doom 2016. That's why I play more modern and up-to-date shooters. Oh, and if you're just bitching for the sake of bitching, it's completely pathetic. Shut the fuck up. I just don't like Doom 2016's level design and layout. I just explained that a game from 20 years ago, getting that same game again is not that enticing to me. That's why I play more modern and up-to-date shooters. And you still say this horse shit? Come on, man. Yes, in the video, notice how I say this makes Doom 3 underrated, because at least it tried to do something different, and it did try to do something different, and that was excellent. But did people like it? No. There's something wrong with Doom 3. It wasn't Doom enough. It wasn't like the original Dooms. It didn't have the same style, the same feel. It's like Call of Duty. It's like a generic shooter. So they went back to that exact same style and feel because people complained about it. And now they're all sitting there praising it up to the next level. And it's just so frustrating because it's like, I would have preferred something original or new. Maybe it was going to be like that if you just gave it a chance instead of just brushing it down. Now all we did was go back in time. The point is, it did something different. When you play a game like Halo, guess what? You can tackle things in different ways. When you play games like Bioshock, guess what? You can tackle things in different ways. When you play a game like Doom 2016, guess what? It will go down the same way no matter how many enemies you fight. That gets boring after a while. That's why I prefer other modern, up-to-date shooters, especially over arena shooters in general. I'm actually not even an arena shooter guy. It's just Ultra Kill really got to me, and same with Dusk. Some games are just the exception to the rule. Just like Turok Evolution, I love that game. Quake Arena, oh, Quake 3, oh my fucking god. I love Quake 3, holy fuck. I love Quake 3. But when it comes down to Doom 2016, I am not in love with Doom 2016. I love the original, but I'm not a fan of that game. Doom 2016 is overrated because it didn't even do anything new or original with its own level design or gameplay loop. All it did was duplicate the exact same gameplay loop of the first ever Doom. The first ever Doom was groundbreaking and incredible, but to have just the exact same level design and just to duplicate that same style and feel, it just didn't really get to me after a while. After a while, it got kind of old, and I just couldn't really get into the same kind of encounters with every single enemy and get into these huge gallery shooters where you just shoot everything and just shoot the whole, it's like I want something more unique out of the experience than just that. It's not just about the shooting, it's how you complete objectives in different ways that makes it so compelling. Doom 2016 does not provide this, hence why I think it's overrated. Oh, don't even go there. The new Doom 2016's rune system is ass. When you brought that up, you were like, whoa, you cannot be this fucking stupid. What about runes? What about this? What about that? Those sucked ass. And you're talking about Doom 3 sucking ass? Oh, please, this sucked ass. These runes barely even do anything to give you an advantage in the fight. A Shadow of Mordor does way more. But I know that's an action game. Okay, well, still, there's other shooters that do way more. In Return of the Castle Wolfenstein, you can play that in different ways. Okay, so that's another one. But still, when it comes down to the leveling system, Call of Juarez had a better leveling system than this. This leveling system is ass because it doesn't have things that actually shape or change the gameplay. If you play Fallout 4, there goes a shooter. Woo! Fallout 4, oh my god. Oh, I have over 200 hours clocked into Fallout 4. Fallout 4 Oh my god. So when you play Fallout 4, guess what? The leveling system that people trashed and got on so harshly, that brilliant leveling system actually allows you to play the game in different ways. Yes, and it rewards you for it every single time with so much new shit that you actually want, and it's so awesome. So the leveling system actually benefits the player, and it can change the shape of how you play the entire game and how you fight and how you complete objectives. It's mind-blowing. What the fuck? What, this rune, this slight increase in a stat? That's all it is. Oh, well, you do this slight damage here, or you have slight resistance there, or your explosive is slightly stronger. Like, whoa, no way, stand back. I mean, come on, those weren't really, those are just modifications. Those aren't game changing. Don't give me that what bullshit. It's true. This is how angry I got, because this is really how I feel. And it makes me so mad, because then people start moaning about it, and then they just make it like you're stupid just for even feeling that way. It's ridiculous. It's just a slight stat increase, barely doing anything that changes the actual overall gameplay loop whatsoever. Ugh. Don't even get me started on the pistol in Doom 2016. It's ass. The pistol in the original Doom was just fine. This pistol is a nightmare. Oh boy. But it's not just that, but it's the overall gameplay loop. All it does is turn into a linear shooter gallery, and it's so boring. And every level feels the same, and you have enemies that all feel the same, and it just feels like the same experience, and it's so boring. Nothing new, nothing original, nothing like that actually stuck out to me to where, hey, I tackled that in a different way. Nope, it's all the same way regardless. And that's what makes it so boring. It's just a big shooting gallery. So if you're admitting that it's not supposed to be used to kill people, the pea shooter, then what the fuck is it doing in this game? If it wasn't meant to kill, that's pointless then. What is this even doing here? You should be replacing it with a much better weapon. Worst case scenario, when you run out of ammo, that's what it's for? That's dumb! That's stupid! Don't you think that they should have something more effective so you can actually kill people with it? The fact that you brush off my criticism as just, oh, he's just talking out of his ass is so ridiculous when I'm bringing up actual legitimate points about the game. Why don't you? When I say that it's like a rail shooter, you saying that, oh, you have to utterly be blind is not enough of an assessment of the actual game itself. Why don't you try actually bringing up issues with the actual game itself, genius? Instead of just insulting people, why don't you actually assess the damn game? Where's the problem? The problem is that it's overly linear. This isn't fleshed out level design that you would see in something like BioShock. This is limited level design, to where it's super duper linear just like the original games. So it didn't push forward. It's not like other shooters that are non-linear and open-ended and are sandbox-like. Yes, the classic Doom was not open-ended. Yes, I'm well aware, but it's from years ago. That's okay for it to not be open-ended or sandbox-like. Yeah, but for years later, for you to just duplicate the same thing, well, that's just pretty much overrated. Because, once again, I have to say this again, Ultra Kill has unique, complex video game mechanics, separate from anything you would ever experience in the original Doom or Doom 2016, or any arena shooter ever made. Yes, but when the game first came out, it was $60. I'm talking about when it first came out. For $60, I'm basically buying Doom again. The original Doom, except now it's got a new coat of paint. I'm not saying everyone else is the problem. I'm just saying a lot of people fanboy about this game a little too hard. For you to downplay my arguments is so ridiculous. You have no idea what you're talking about. You're over here downplaying my arguments and downplaying what I'm saying, but you're not refuting the points with your own points. You're not bringing up any kind of point. All you're doing is just insulting and saying, oh, you're bringing up straw man arguments. That's bull. What are you talking about? Just because I said it was overrated, just because I criticized the rune system, just because I criticized the level design, just because I criticized it for being a duplication of the original Doom. Horseshit video. Alright, asshole, because I decided to put some passion and emotion into something, suddenly it's horseshit to you? Alright, dick. I don't fucking need you for some validation. Last I checked, I don't need you for any fucking validation. You want to talk shit about my work? What about you? Alright? There's things I do you don't do. And I'm not seeing you do that. I'm not seeing you put that kind of thing together. I did. And you're sitting there getting on me. And I'm not seeing you do that same thing. So how are you going to talk when you're not even doing it yourself? Next time, instead of just insulting people all day, why don't you actually refute their points? Doom's level design duplicated the original Doom. All it did was copy the exact same style and feel of Doom without doing anything unique or original with it. Overall, you have a rail gallery shooter where you shoot hordes of enemies for hours and hours and hours and hours in the exact same fashion every single solitary time. This is why I prefer more modern and up-to-date shooters. The same thing you brought up before. This is the reason why I actually prefer that. I'm letting you know why I don't like the new Doom, and you're trying to make it look like I'm just some dumbass screaming about this, screaming about that, instead of realizing that I ranted about something that is legitimate, because there's other people who feel that way too. And this is what I'm laying down. And this was Tarragon. Thank you for watching.